everybody, welcome to One Motor Brothers. I'm Akshay and this is my brother Govind. And today we'll be talking about affordable and decent SUVs for 2017.
So the price range you're looking at is 20 to 30K, which is for like young families who's looking for a new SUV but they're not sure what to buy.
So, is the Mazda CX3, that's 19,000, so that's...
Yeah, so the Mazda CX3 is going to be the first car on our list. So it's a kind of a small SUV and it's actually really luxurious, but once you put options in it, it gets really expensive and costly. That's one of the cons behind this car, and it has a good fun to drive factor. And it looks really expensive, like it can compete with Audi, Lexus, BMW, Mercedes,
So, is
like
the
that
interior
kind of.
nice?
The interior is nice, like at base, it's not that great, so you need to put options into it, which, like I said before, it gets really expensive really quickly. It can go like up to $30,000, so that's one of the cons for
That
this
in
car.
the base one, like a lot of cars have this nowadays, but for 19,000, do you get the power?
Yeah, you get power start. You get power.
And then how about the automatic trunk thingy?
I don't think this car gets automatic trunk. I think you have to pay extra for that, but portable range is like, you won't really find this feature.
Do you get off-roading capability?
This is mainly a road-focused car, so it's made for the road. It's like a sporty SUV that your
How much
kids might like.
seats?
Oh, it's 5-seater.
5-seater. Okay, then how do you cramp 5 seats in that much? I bet there's not such a big trunk.
Yeah, it's has a small trunk, and it's kind of cramped in the back seat. So that's two of the other cons for this car.
So is it like better than all the other cars, like around the price range?
Actually, there's another car we'd like to talk about. It's called the Nissan Rogue Sport, and that's actually a slightly bigger SUV, and I think it might be the CX3 in some areas. So it's relatively affordable at $21,000, and it doesn't get expensive quickly. You can get a higher trim level at like $22,000, and then it keeps going. So like small margins, so it's easy to get like a high option car and get a good interior, like at a relatively low price, and it's a very luxurious, nice car.
So this one, is it like more advanced than the Mazda?
It's actually like it doesn't look as futuristic, but it does look very attractive, and Car and Driver gave it like a 4 out of 5 rating for this car. So it's actually a really nice car. One problem with it, it's kind of slow.
Then why do they call it Nissan Rogue and then Sport?
Well, they didn't want to put confusion with the bigger one, the Nissan Rogue, and then they didn't want to call it the Qashqai because that sounds weird.
That's weird. But then the Nissan Rogue, was that a better car than the Sport? I mean, it's not in our price range, but...
Yeah, it's not in our price range. Well, I wouldn't pick the Nissan Rogue. Actually, Car and Driver gave like a 2 out of 5 for that car, so that's not that great of a car. So
Wait, the Nissan Rogue Sport or the Nissan Rogue?
Nissan Rogue. So the Nissan Rogue has a third row, but it's not the best SUV in the world, so that's why we didn't include it in our list.
Okay, let's not get too off topic and get back to this car. So, is its trunk space big?
Yeah, it's a very spacious car, gets good MPG, and it looks great too.
So really, its only con is slow.
Yeah, it's slow. If you don't care about this type of stuff, it only makes like 140 horsepower. So yeah, the CX3 makes like 140 horsepower, but it's a little bit lighter and it feels like more fast and it's more like driving focused. But if you don't like really care about that stuff, this would be a better buy probably.
Does it like do off-roading or not really?
Yeah, like the CX3, this is a road-focused car. It doesn't do off-road.
CRV? Is that good?
Well, the CRV is a medium-sized SUV. It starts at $24,000, and it Honda, for the new update, they actually put an Acura style interior. I think it looks better than most Acura interiors actually, and but it still has the CRV look, which
But
I'm not really a big fan of. It's actually kind of an ugly car.
they
But
made it look worse than the old.
yeah, they made it look actually worse than the old one. But if you don't really care about styling and all that stuff, if you don't care about your styling, it's basically the best SUV in the world, one of the best SUVs. It has good MPG, a decent amount of horsepower. It's like a little bit slow, but it's like makes like what, 190 horsepower in that range, 180, I don't remember.
That's not that much.
That's not that much, but it doesn't really need that much horsepower. And the CX5, the next car we're going to talk about on this list, makes like 180, 190. So
Is there at least one car in this list that's good at off-roading, or not really?
no.
Okay,
Unfortunately, there's no
saying that.
SUV in this list that's good at off-roading. But some of them can do like light off-roading, like the larger ones, but the medium ones and the small ones, they can't do it. So, but if you like live in a city, the CRV would be a great choice because it looks small, but it's very spacious, very large inside.
So the main cons are it's slow and it's ugly.
Yeah, slow and ugly. It's very safe, very spacious, and it has high quality. Honda put very high quality interiors.
How about the Mazda CX-5? Those two are competitors, the CRV and the CX-5.
Yeah, in my opinion, the CX-5 checks all the boxes. So besides third row, it has everything basically. It's kind of fast for its segment, and it looks attractive. It looks like a sports car.
Yeah, it looks so nice.
It looks like a sports car that you made into an SUV, sort of like the Jaguar F-Pace or something like that. Compared to the Audi Q5, the interior is almost as good as the Audi Q5, which starts around at 40,000, which is $16,000 more. One of the only problems with this car, it can get like expensive quickly.
Oh, I was gonna ask that.
So, but other than that, it's basically the perfect car.
So it's priced at 24,000. So what's its pros and cons?
So pros is fast, looks good, very sporty, luxurious. And the con is like it just gets expensive quickly, like any Mazda, because where are they getting the money
still,
from to make those good interiors? So
they are really nice for still.
they're
pretty
like
cheap.
German car interiors, like it's very good interiors. Like, and Mazda, remember, they compete with Toyota and Honda, and they don't have like the greatest interiors compared to the CX3 CRV. In my opinion, the Mazda CX-5 interior is a bit better, but maybe you might like the CRV. I don't know.
So let's talk about this car's big brother. The CX-9, does it compete with these Toyotas or?
Yeah, so the CX-9 is like a sporty SUV. If you, it's not, unfortunately, it's not in this price range. It starts at 38,000, but it's like a bigger SUV, and it starts it competes with the Highlander, Toyota Highlander, and it's actually has a beautiful interior, and it looks so upscale. It looks like a $60,000 car.
Yeah, it
So,
does look really nice.
yeah, and then it has like LED grills. That's one of the options. So it's a cool car too.
And if I'm not mistaken, even that's a little good at off-roading, right?
I wouldn't take it off road because, like, it competes with the Pilot and stuff. So you wouldn't really take these big SUVs off road. So
But
no.
it's better than the Pilot. But
Yeah, it's
let's
way
move
better
on.
than Pilot. So.
The Outlander.
So the Outlander is going to be the first of our large SUVs. It's it has the third row. That's one of the pros. So if you're looking for a relatively cheap, it starts at $23,000, which is actually really great if you think about it, because it looks good. It gets decent MPG. It's one of the safest cars in the world, actually. Like any car, like.
Well, this is one of the most expensive vehicles in our list. So what's so good about it?
Basically, the safety, the third row, and the looks. You would probably buy it for those two reasons. Otherwise, like the third row is a really big factor in the car, SUV market. That's why they became popular. But the interior isn't that great in the Mitsubishi. It's not the best. Like if you want an interior that does its job, then the Mitsubishi would be a good interior, but it's not like competing with luxury brands or anything like that.
But this car is kind of small, so is its third row like big?
It's kind of a cramped third row, but if you have little kids, this is a good SUV. Yeah, so some of the cons is kind of like it has a bad interior. Not that kind of low quality, and it's really slow because it's like weighing like 4,500 pounds and it only makes 160 horsepower, which isn't like a good combination. So, but if you don't really like care about these things and you just want a 7-seater SUV that gets you from A to B, this is a great buy.
But I care about speed, so 0 to 60 times.
0 to 60 happens in 9 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah, that's slow.
That's way too much. So Kia Sorento.
So the Kia Sorento is, if you want to pay a little bit extra, it costs $2,000 more. But it's a very luxurious, like the Mazdas, Kias can get expensive really quickly. That's one of the cons for this cars. But it's a very luxurious, great looking. It looks like it can compete with the German competitors, obviously, because that's why we picked it on the list. It has third row optional. That's kind of a bad thing. You have to pay like $1,000 extra for that. So.
But even if you pay $1,000 extra, it's still in the price range.
Yeah, it's still in the price range. So if you're looking for a high-end SUV with a good interior, this would be great.
Does this have spacious? Can like an adult fit in the third row?
It's the same size like the Outlander. If you have, I think the third row is slightly bigger, but it's like still like around the same size.
Compared to the Outlander, this is better.
Compared to the Outlander, if you're willing to pay the extra money, like with the third row and the $2,000 upcharge, this will probably be a better buy because it looks great. It's very sporty. It's kind of fast actually with its segment. And Kia is actually doing really great nowadays. It's going like into the upper class.
Wait, so is this the same platform of their minivan? I forget the name.
So this Kia Sedona, it's actually not on the same platform.
They look alike though.
Yeah, they do look alike. The Kia Sedona, it's actually a very attractive minivan, and it looks like an SUV. So you might confuse the Sorento with the Sedona.
Honestly, I like the Sedona more. I can't believe I'm saying I like a minivan more than an SUV, but
in my opinion, the Sorento is better. But if you want a minivan, buy the Sedona.
So that's all.
Do you have any questions about its off-roading capability?
Well, you said none of the cars, but this can light off-road, right?
Yeah, this can off-road in the snow. Like if you have like if you live in a place that has a lot of snow, you can trust the Kia Sorento.
So cons.
Cons is that the third row is optional and it gets expensive.
So what do you suggest for like in all of them? Which one's the best? Like if you're like a family of like 4. Yeah, 4.
Okay, if you're a family of 4, the CX5 would be the best buy. If you're a family of like 5 to 6, buy the Sorento. Those are probably the 2 best cars on this list. So So, if you want a decent, affordable SUV, look no further
What
to
if
these
you're
cars.
like a young family with only like one kid?
One kid would probably be the Rogue Sport. So the Rogue Sport is, even though it's kind of slow, it's a better long-term choice. So if you're looking for a car that you'll keep for a while, this Rogue Sport is a better car.
So what's the worst car in the list?
Unfortunately, it's the Outlander.
Oh, okay then. So that's all.
Yeah, that's all for today.
Thank you for watching.